Today we're going to make probably my favorite way to eat chicken thighs, but my least favorite way to prep chicken thighs. And I've got we've got 10 Tyson chicken thighs here, and when we come back in just a second, I want to get these out. I'm going to rinse them off and get them patted dry, and then we'll come back and we'll start this prep. Okay, we're ready to start this process. What we've got down here are 10 chicken thighs. They are bone in and skin on. So the first step in this, we got to remove all the skin from all 10 of these. Now you want to put the skin that you're taking off. I've got a cookie sheet here. I cover it with parchment paper, and we're going to stick that in the freezer once I get all the skin off. And while I'm here, I like to trim anything that looks ugly, most of the fat. You just want to get that clear off the bird. You're going to get a little bit of meat. I'm going to do this to all 10 of these. All 10. You'll get the special treatment. Stick to my fingers. Now you're not going to get it all, just try to get most of it. You can pull that fat out of off the underside too if you want. So you kind of see what we're doing. I get all 10 of these done, and we'll come back. Just finished getting the skins cut off of these thighs, and I did trim a little bit right here in this pile. That was 10 chicken thighs. I just cut the excess fat, just stuff that didn't really look appealing. And this is what our thighs ended up looking like. Can you see my thighs? So those are going back in the fridge. Here's our chicken skins. Now we're going to take these, and these are going to go in the freezer for probably, you want them almost frozen, so it's probably going to be an hour or so. So we'll get all that stuff squared away, and when we start scraping fat off the back of that skin, not only are you going to understand why it's my least favorite prep, but you'll see just how annoying it is. So we'll come back and see you here in just a minute. Getting ready to start back on these thighs. The first step in what I'm doing, I just pulled my thighs out of the refrigerator. I'm going to use some the Tony's Chargriller injectable Creole butter. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, really good. Comes with an injector on the side, so you get a new injector with every bottle. And it's really good in pork. It's really good on the poultry. So we're going to use it in this chicken. So what I want to do, and the reason I didn't season this yet, because you don't want your seasoning sitting on your meat too long. They'll tend to, it'll make your meat really salty. So we're just going to give each one of these just a little shot of some flavor. I know my pan I'm going to use is way too big. But I either use this small pan, and this is the next size up that I have, so I'm going to use this bigger one. Just kind of want to hit both sides, right in the middle of it. and it doesn't take much. You'll feel the chicken plump, and that's what we're after. Wait, we start on this chicken skin. I'll do one chicken skin for you and show you what you're after, because we're going to scrape the fat off the backside. That's the reason we stuck them in the freezer. It makes them just a little bit easier to scrape. You don't want them quite frozen. You just want them on the edge of being frozen, if that makes any sense. And as we get one done, we'll try to find an appropriate sized thigh and wrap that thigh up with it. This really makes some really good tasting chicken. Alright, now it's time to season these thighs. Now, I don't know if you can see this. I found some new seasonings we're going to play with. This one is called Classic Barbecue Rub. We tasted it. It's not really a bad flavor. And then I think half of them I'm going to try this. This is buffalo style seasoning. It's got a little bit more heat. So I'm going to do half of them with the barbecue. Get all the way around it. You have to roll. See, I'm just giving them about a light to a medium coat. I'll say that and a big glob will come out like right there. If you're like me, you like to experiment with different flavors. I mean, the technique's the same every time as far as how you cook them. But as far as flavor wise, I like to experiment around. So what we're going to try here, the trick's going to be remembering which side's which. And this is our buffalo. This is the buffalo. It's a lot finer. It's almost to the consistency of a garlic powder or an onion powder. The other was a little bit heavier or thicker, coarser. And this does have a bit more of a kick, spicy side to it. It's strange to me, what I smell with it is kind of like a ranch dressing smell. Like if you buy it in the packets where you make your dip for your with your sour cream. That's kind of the smell it has. Okay, the easy part's done. This is a chicken skin that just came out of the freezer. It's been in there probably hour and 10 minutes. I think it'd been good to have got them out maybe right at an hour. But it's going to depend on what you got your freezer set on. You want to get them right before they're frozen. I've been holding my hand on this one to get it to warm up a little bit. But here's what we're going to do. And this is what, this is tedious. You just basically, we're going to scrape that skin until you can see through it. And hopefully not make any holes that weren't already there. I've tried sharp knife, I've tried butter knife. Spoon seems to work the best for some reason, believe it or not. Spoon works really well. which by the time I'm done, my hands will probably be sore. And I'll have a big old bowl of chicken fat if anybody wants it. You see, when you get it frozen, it seems to come off a little better. It just takes forever. And there's 10 of these to do. But this is the step right here will give you that really good bite through skin. I've actually done it to the point that you would swear that the skin was removed. You couldn't even tell the skin was on it. It's really not any fun at all. But I mean, it's coming. You can see how you're getting the fat off of it. You guys ever cooked the chicken and the skin's like you're biting into an inner tube? And it's just that, it's just thick and rubbery, and you end up pulling it off because you can't eat it. Alright, here's the answer. And that right there, that's just the way it came off of the thigh. You can see how good a spoon works doing this. It really is the best thing that we've found to do this. The reason I'm only going to do and show you one of these, not only is it boring for you, but Camera Babe's just, she can't wait. This is her favorite thing to do in the world. Scrape some chicken fat. So here's our piece of skin. It's a sad looking piece of skin. So we're going to grab one of the smaller pieces of thigh. If I can get it. I get hold of it. Oh, I ruined that, didn't I? Kind of want to wrap your little piece of chicken up, and hopefully, I mean, there'll be some. It'll be so sad that yeah, they'll be sad looking, some of them, because you won't have nearly enough skin. And it seems like some of the packages of thighs you get, man, there's hardly enough skin to get any of them. So anyway, that's the idea. I just got to do that 9 more times. So, I get it done 9 more times and I'll be back. Hey, the pit's up to temp. I got, we're going to use the offset pit, the bigger pit. It's 31 degrees or something. I just checked, it's 31 degrees. So I got my welding blankets on the pit. So, here's our chicken. I just took it out. It took like 25 minutes for 2 of us to do the other 9 to scrape the fat off. So, anyway, here's what we're going to do with the rest of these right before they go out in the smoke. This is chicken stock. This pan's a little bigger. Usually I have pans of the same size as my rack that these thighs are on. We're going to put some moisture in the pan. Okay, one last thing. And you can season your chicken any way you want. Like I told you, we're kind of experimenting here tonight. These are the ones with our buffalo wing seasoning on the top, and this down here is the barbecue seasoning. But I'm going to give them just a touch of the barbecue seasoning on both kinds. And remember, we seasoned the meat, we injected the meat. So, I mean, you can season yours however you want. If you want to use garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, I mean, it's all good. I just figure it's probably all in those. It's probably all in this. So we got to be careful we don't over salt. This here is some smoked paprika, and I'm only putting this on so that we can get a good color. It's really not much of a flavor additive, I guess, but whatever you call it. Profile. But boy, it sure do look pretty in the smoke. Anyway, we're headed outside. Okay, we're outside. I got this running just a little bit hotter than I normally smoke, but it's chicken and you want to do that. It's running about probably about 320. I want to try to keep it between 300 and 325 for this cook. My chicken is just sitting in a pan like this, and this is how it's going to go into the smoke. I have my welding blanket on both ends. I got 2 chimneys of charcoal over here. I'm going to control my heat up here. As a matter of fact, I do not move my air inlet. It's rusted. I'm sure it won't move. That's just how I control my pit. I have it set on about 1/3 down there, and then I control everything up here. So we're going to throw this in the pit. Also, when you're cooking chicken, don't put your water pan in. We're trying to fight that rubbery skin, and we don't want extra moisture, or you'll end up chewing on rubber. So hey, you can see my breath. It's 31 degrees, middle of January, Central Ohio. Hey, you got a queue year round. See you in a minute. Okay, this is something I forgot to tell you. I just put the chicken on. We're going to go probably for about, I don't know, 170 degrees. Then I'm going to bring those in, and I'm going to put barbecue sauce on them. Then we're going to go back out until they're about 180. 176.
Hero.
176. 174. 176. Alright, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this cook right here. About an hour, I think I checked it, an hour and a half I started basting it. On the half hour, I did end up having to put like another 2/3 a chimney of charcoal in this, probably right around 2.5, 3 hours. So we're at 3.5 hours right now. Everything's like mid 170s. So we're going to put some barbecue sauce on this. And this is a combination of 2 barbecue sauces that I like. We need like another 5 degrees or so here on this, temp wise. So what we're going to do, oh, it looks really good. Put a coat of barbecue sauce on this. I'm going to take this back out there to the cooker. And when I put it in, I'm just going to take and put the rack in there. I am not going to put the whole pan in this time. It's just going to be the chicken on the rack. I'm going to set that down in the smoker for about 10 minutes or so. I did preheat this barbecue sauce. This is going to be some yummy, yummy, yummy. It's going to be really good. So, alright, I'm going to take this out, and I'm just going to take this rack and I'm going to put it on the cooker. So it's not going to actually be in the foil pan, it's just going to be sitting on this rack, on the rack inside the smoker. So hey, we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're like 4.5 hours in. We're going to take a bite of this, and this is the the buffalo wing one. Good bite through skin, tender, juicy, really good. Need to try it. Till next time, eat it.